think about additional tariffs, particularly this last round, which is much more consumer than industrial focused, in many ways, Best Buy as a retailer is really in the crosshairs of that. Across retail, and I know I've discussed this on your show in the past, but so far, these retailers, I think, for the most part, have been dealing pretty well with the tariffs. But this last round is much more consumer focused, and with Best Buy sells a category that is largely imported. A big chunk of it's from China. We don't exactly know how much, but it's much more of a price-sensitive category than other areas such as like home improvement or auto parts and categories such as that.
So 10% sounds like a lot, but it is also a little in the grand scheme of things, frankly. And what wiggle room would Best Buy have with its suppliers, either to pass these costs on to consumers, to eat them, or to share them with the supplier?
Look, that's a great question. And as investors in this category, we've been watching this for a while. And it wasn't that long ago that we were dealing with or trying to make sense of the threat of a 25% tariff on this last $300 billion. So, Tyler, what you said, the 10% is not as bad and likely much more manageable. But the question for Best Buy is going to really come down to exactly what you said. Where do they have pricing power? Where could they pass these costs along to consumers and not impact demand? Or could they push back or negotiate with their suppliers? That's what they'll be all be deciding. But you're absolutely correct when you say, I don't want to minimize 10%, but it's not the 25% that we were fearing a couple months ago.
Not to mention, Brian, that Best Buy would seem to have earned the reputation of being one of the players with market power, with pricing power, one of the market leaders. After everything they've done to fend off Amazon and kind of make it in today's retail environment, why is it that when a stock like Home Depot is barely negative on this, Best Buy is perceived as taking such a bigger hit? I mean, is this a direct translation to your forecast for earnings, revenue, and so forth?
Well, look, I think a lot of it goes back to just the nature of the category. And I agree with you completely. Best Buy is very much the last man standing within the consumer electronics category. It's a very well-run company. But within consumer electronics, it is much more of a price-sensitive, discretionary-type purchase. And we've seen it across the sector now with online commerce. There's a lot more price transparency out there. Consumers tend to look more at the price of a consumer electronics item than other categories. Home Depot, they've got a lot more ability to pass along higher prices without the consumer really even knowing.
Yeah.
Just because they sell such a wide array of products. A lot of their products are geared towards projects. There's items within those projects. I always use the example of nails that most people don't really know how much they cost anyway.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And like you said, everyone else, meanwhile, has the comp screen of their flat screen TV costs going when they make that purchase.